Okay, how's it going, everyone? What is going on? Hello, Little let me try to say this name. Little Guppy Goo. Thank you, glad you like the Danganronpa series. Alright, I'm gonna be beginning in just a second here. How's the audio coming through? Everything sounds good? Do you need to raise anything or lower anything? What is up, genre boy? I like these old games where they show you the little bits of gameplay in the beginning. It's a nice little touch. Show you what you have coming up ahead. Oh yeah, these levels. Getting so many memories from looking at this. Luckily you don't have to go to this level until much later in the game, but I remember this being a pain, trying to accomplish that. Scaling the giant organ. Yeah, those are fun times. Fun times indeed. Alright, enough of watching this. Let's see if we can get to the game itself. You ever played this game yourself? So I'm super interested. That's pretty cool. So you never played the Banjo Kazooie series at all? They had like a second game that came out a few years later. But I assume if you didn't play the first one, you probably didn't play the second one either. That would make sense. Alright, these guys would probably say I have some saves here already. Which I don't want to load up. Well, this one's blank. I could use this one. But yeah, before I get started, how's everyone doing tonight? You're all doing well? Just grinding on some Stella Glow. I assume that's some reference to a game. Probably an RPG, it sounds like. If you're doing some grinding anyway. I like how they actually kept the Game Boy. I'm actually playing the Xbox version of the game, if you couldn't tell. I actually thought they might have edited out the old Nintendo references, but I guess they actually kept that, which is pretty neat. Alright, just had to make fun of my friend on Discord. Because he's going to bed early. So I did a little bit of trash talking. Alright, let's see. I think I'll hit the record button. Get this started. I'll do a little short introduction. And, yeah, we'll begin. Hello everyone, how's it going? We got some Banjo Kazooie coming up tonight. I decided to do this game. It's a bit of an impromptu stream. Just wanted to mess around for a little bit, give myself something to do. We're supposed to be having a snow day tomorrow, which will be quite interesting. There's gonna be like a foot of snow, I think. Spoilers, you play as... I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what game that's referencing or what that means, so... Luckily the spoiler doesn't affect me, I guess. Anyway, on to Banjo Kazooie. Look at this. We have the evil witch in her lair. What's she doing here? Dingpot by the bench. Who is the nicest looking wench? Well, it's Grunty any day. She really takes my breath away. And he coughs because he really can't say that with a straight face because of how disgusting she actually looks. Banjo Kazooie, for those of you that don't really know this game, it actually came out for the N64. I want to say it was around like 1997 or so. Maybe it was 98. Sometime around then anyway. And it was one of these... not like this. It wasn't the first game to do this because you definitely had Mario 64 before this. But this kind of set the standard in the kind of collectathon games that would come out later. At least this one seemed to do a little bit better than Mario 64 in my opinion. Yeah, it was definitely a kind of a random game pick, Maddie, you're right about that. But I decided I'd mess around a bit. I felt like it put some pressure on Mike to play Banjo Kazooie at some point, just because he's been neglecting it for so long. Banjo Kazooie is so much fun. And I think I like Banjo Kazooie just as much. Some people don't like it as much, but I actually like it pretty much equally. And here we have the Loyal Mole bottles here. And yeah, most of the characters in this game are going to be animals. You have Grunty, who I guess you could say is humanoid. She's a witch anyway. Yeah, I would feel bad for that cauldron as well. You'll find out even more about why you should feel bad for him later in the game. We find out stories about, like, Grunty washing her dirty socks and underwear in them. It's pretty nasty. Yeah, that's definitely her brother flying there on a broom. That makes total sense. Yeah, that's actually like a lore thing, Maddie. That's in the game canon. They mentioned that at some point. Yeah, not exactly a very pleasing thought. And Banjo, the heroic brother that he is, he just sleeps away the day. Doesn't bother rescuing her. Just keeps yawning, just can't get out of bed. Even Kazooie realizes there's something going on at least. Alright, now here's when he can actually begin the game itself. Yeah, I think we can actually go right back in the house. Yeah, we can. He has some pretty interesting decorations. He has... Can I control... Oh, here we go. This is how it works. Yeah, now it's not the N64 game. You can actually use the right control stick, which is a nice feature. A picture of a beach there. A picture of Bottles, who we kind of saw a little bit of. We'll be introduced to later. He's got a picture of himself and Kazooie up here. Very nice. And then his sister. And there's also the goldfish, who I think has a name, but I don't remember what the name is. And then, yeah, there's just a picture of him, like, wandering in the forest. I assume Kazooie's in the backpack. Actually, there's two pictures of Tootie. It's the same kind of picture, just one zoomed in. A pretty strange house. There's also only one bed, despite it's him and his sister living there, supposedly. That's right, we don't have all the moves to get up there yet. I'll have to come back here later. So yeah, once you come over this little molehill here, you have... What's his name? Oh yeah, Bottles. I already forgot it, even though he just introduced himself. I almost called him Monty Mole. But no, that's Mario. Wrong game. Well, Banjo, if you paid a little bit more attention and you're actually awake, you probably would have seen what happened and you could have done something to stop it. Instead, now you have to go rescue her. And that's gonna take a whole game to get through. Or most of the game, I should say. You'd be creeped out if I had a bunch of portraits staring at me constantly as I sleep. That would be something that's a bit strange. But I guess they're all of himself and his family, so it doesn't matter too much. Though I don't know why he has a picture of Bottles, especially since it seems like he only introduces himself to Bottles in this game. We'll accept the training, just so we can show off the moves. I probably will remember them all anyway, but it's what the game wants you to do. It's actually funny, if you chose not to learn the moves from him, and then you go to the molehill, he'll yell at you. Like, what, you said that you didn't want the training, now you're asking me for help? Gets all sassy. Anyway, let's see, I have to be right on top of it. Of course he's home. Actually, if you hold the A button, you can mash them so they talk a little bit faster. They're super big, and not just portraits like him doing stuff. Oh yeah, it's really weird. I don't know why. They're actually portraits of like different parts of the gameplay, even though they haven't even been there yet. Which makes it a bit stranger in my opinion. It's like he knew the future. Your jump could do with some help. He's just gonna tell us like the different moves we can do to jump. There's a double jump, there's a like kind of Super Mario big jump. And yes, Kazooie can give him a hand if he does it correctly. Hey Elizabeth, what's going on? Did you ever get around to playing the Banjo Kazooie series? Wearing ridiculous glasses, yes. Alright, so this is like the large jump. It's kind of like the Mario backflip. If it's not PC, I haven't played it. Really? Have you never really had a console? That's kind of interesting. Except for DDR. Oh, of course. Whoa. Someone just drove by blasting music. I'm not sure if you could hear that. Really, it was just the bass that I heard. It was extremely loud. You got a used Wii for that. Interesting. You don't want to offend anyone, but Banjo Kazooie resembles Mario Brothers a little bit. It is pretty much the exact same controls as Mario 64. So I don't think anyone would be offended by that. It's pretty much Mario 64, but with a lot more collectibles, I would say. Yeah, we have different ways to swim, of course. Oh, and as opposed to Mario 64, they actually bothered to include a oxygen meter instead of just using your health for no reason at all. So I guess that's an advancement, you could say. But yeah, that's very interesting. I didn't know about like your history of playing games. That's kind of interesting. That you didn't actually play a lot of console games. Oh my god. Oh wait, we didn't learn how to climb yet. That's why we can't get up there. I'm looking at them having some breakdown that I can't manage to get up that tree. I'm missing horribly. Alright, let's learn the... I guess I should have just told him I knew all the moves. Because there's not much here for you guys to see anyway. A couple of, like, little quips and puns. But that's about it. I think we have to get to that tree up there on the left. Yep, that's the tree we need. I was lucky enough that I had both available to me for most of my life. Although I, did have consoles first, technically. But I got a computer at a very young age. I was probably about, I want to say maybe 6 or so when I got my first computer. And it wasn't like a super powerful computer, but like, it could play like the basics like Wolfenstein and Doom. That kind of thing that was out at the time. But then again, at that time, you really didn't need anything like really expensive to run computer games. Like, it was mostly just using the processor anyway. You didn't really have video cards or that kind of stuff. Those kind of came out later. I never heard of Outside. What? What is this place? What are you talking about, Elizabeth? Outside? I've never heard of it either. It sounds made up to me. You totally just made that up. Right, so you have to talk to this molehill too. Well, I guess not talk to the molehill, talk to bottles inside the molehill. My beak barge attack needs the help of old chicken legs. And for whatever reason, Bottles and Kazooie are always going at it. Like, they definitely don't get along. There's always a sassy exchange between the two, for whatever reason. I guess maybe he doesn't really want to mess around with Banjo since Banjo is a bear. And bears are definitely more threatening than a bird would be. So I guess that kind of makes sense in a way. I think this is the last thing we have to learn. That we could finally get out of the tutorial area. The claw swipe attack. Oh, this is all the attacks that we're learning right here. Okay. Yeah, we don't have access to any of your moves when we first start out, which is kind of a weird thing in the game. Usually you'd have access to the moves, but you wouldn't really know how to do them until you do a tutorial section like this, but in this game they just don't work at all unless you've picked them up. Just beat the crap out of this guy. Get close enough. That wasn't right. There we go. You're basically a vampire in terms of my relationship with the sun. I'm kind of the same way. I don't really like going out in the sun. I know there's people that like getting tans and stuff, and what was that move that we're supposed to do here? I was not paying attention to the text. Tell me, Bottles, what do I have to do? Maybe it's the roll? He'll probably tell us again. Okay, the feathered roll. Yeah, the enemies in this tutorial level are pretty silly. They're mostly just like some kinds of vegetables, like a carrot, there's like cabbage or something, I don't even know. An onion. You have to roll into it somehow. There we go. Bullseye once more. Now we're gonna keep on rolling. Doesn't matter. Just keep rolling, rolling, rolling. Alright, I think this is the last one, maybe. The rat-a-tat-tat. The rat-a-tat-tat rap. It's quite the rap, of course. Yeah, I've never been one, like I was kind of saying before, to like bother going out and getting a tan. And actually, as it turns out, it's usually the best thing for you to kind of avoid the sun because that'll like age your skin more than it will be otherwise. Not to mention increases your chance of getting like skin cancer and that kind of thing if you're out too long. What do vegetarians do in this world where the fruits and veggies are sentient? Yeah, I guess they just starve themselves. Or they eat dirt, maybe. They eat dirt and slowly die. Actually, as is the case, yeah, even the honey is sentient. Look at that. What's funny is in a lot of these games, and like cartoons as well, you'll have things that are sentient like that, but then there'll be certain things that just aren't. It's kind of like how in Disney, you have Goofy, who's like this sentient dog. And not just sentient, but he's like an intelligent dog who have like a full conversation with you and can comprehend what you're saying and everything. And then you have Pluto, who's like obviously not on the same intelligence level as Goofy. It's like, how does that work out exactly? It's just one of life's little mysteries. Yes, well done. That took so much effort to do. Now I have to enter the creepy witch's head, which totally is not going to be a bad place to go or anything. It's not foreboding, no. Yeah, one of the things I like about this game, it's probably like one of the earlier games to do this too, is the music does change like as you're traveling from one place to the other. Which is a nice little effect. And there's little variations of the theme sometimes too, like if you're underwater or not. Just nice little touches all around. Wow, really? Maddie was saying how back in elementary school, there was someone in class that got cancer thanks to the sun. He got better, thankfully, but he would always have to wear a hat if he went outside. Yeah, that can happen, but it's kind of unusual to happen if you're that young. It's usually after like a number of years of exposure of like too much tanning and whatnot. But there are some people who are more susceptible to that, of course. Especially like if you're an albino or something. That can really be bad, and you really have to be careful if you have that condition. Because like you'll burn up instantly. It's me, Mr. Jiggy. Now go and find a picture with a piece missing. Vitamin D, I kind of have a funny story about vitamin D, and it's when I was in elementary school. I had this like weird kind of eye condition where my eyes were very, very sensitive to the lights, and like they would instantly start tearing up and bothering me, like if I was exposed to even like the tiniest amount of sunlight. And sometimes it would like flare up worse than others. Like there'd be instances where like even just being in a dimly lit room where I'd have to like have my eyes shut and basically just like kind of just like hunkered down by myself, my eyes closed until like it passed. But yeah, in elementary school I had this one I don't know, I guess she was like an aide, you would say, or something. So we were like out for like recess. And there was this one, you know, like recess aide who was like, "Oh, no, you guys have to go out and like be in the sun." I'm like, I don't really want to go out and be in the sun. I have like this condition which makes me like tear up in the light. And she's like, no, vitamin D is good for you. I'm like, not really. It's not how it works. It's actually very painful for me, but yeah, thanks for forcing me to be outside, you asshole. Alright, and we've arrived in our first world, where you can see the enemies are now, instead of sentient vegetables, we have goblins, I guess. They're actually very easy to avoid. You don't even need to bother fighting them if you don't want to. But up here we have someone we want to talk to. We rescue that one up there. I'll explain in just a second. Yeah, they're called a Jinjo. And there's 5 Jinjos in each world. You can already spy another one right away. I like how in the beginning of the levels they give you all this information about each little thing you collect, and of course since you collect them so quickly, the messages start to pile up. Yeah, I mean that's true too, you can just take multivitamins and not have to worry about that. Genre Boy says, "Sounds rough, how are your eyes now if you don't mind me asking?" They're fine now. It was kind of this condition which it ended up clearing up around like puberty, which I don't know like why it works that way, since it doesn't seem to have anything to do with what puberty would affect. But yeah, like around the age of like 13 or so, it really wasn't a problem anymore. But from, I would say about like probably 7 till like around 11 or 12 or so, it was a kind of like a persistent issue. And a lot of the times when I was outside, I would have to wear sunglasses to make it a little bit better for me. Oh, that's right, we have to stand on these thingies. Trick him into tossing him at it. Oh, make sure you move. But it was definitely a relief when it went away. But yeah, it was like this rare kind of disease that only affects like, I don't know, like what, some like low fraction of % of people. But thankfully it's something that kind of like solves itself. So I guess it wasn't that bad in the end. It just made, oh, that's right, he needs fruit too. Just made things kind of annoying in the beginning. Top chat. Are you talking about how YouTube now lists the chats as like, whoa. That's interesting. Let me turn that down. Obviously, the game froze. So, yeah. That's fun. I wonder if the game autosaves too. Let's see. Alright, I'm gonna do something here real quick. Because I'm pretty sure when I start up the Xbox, it's gonna like show my name and stuff, which I would prefer it not to do. So I'm just gonna do like place some kind of image over it. Let's see what kind of image can I put on. Yeah, the game froze and it started making a very annoying crashing sound, which I didn't want to play, so I kind of muted that just for now. Let's see, what can I use? I could use this probably. Let me get one that's not transparent though. It seems like an appropriate face. No, they're all transparent. Oh well. That would have been a good image to use because it's basically how I feel right now. Stupid Xbox. I have to say, I've never had this Xbox trees up on me, but of course now I did. Oh, you know what? Here's a good reference to something people like. Save that. There we go. Good old, what's his name? I forgot his name from the other game. It might delete the progress. Hold on. I have to reset the Xbox. Actually, the Xbox unfreeze was just the game itself. That's interesting. So, here. Quit the game. Begin it again. I guess we'll see what happens. If it'll begin again. No? Wait, why is it beginning again? Let me put the audio back on. Oh, there it goes. Whoa, the audio's still glitched though. Huh. Well, this is interesting. I was gonna put it on quiet so I could still hear it. Alright, maybe I do need to reset the Xbox too. By the way, how's it going, JP? You came in at an opportune time, I suppose. Am I summoning a demon? Yes, exactly. And AJ Wright, welcome as well. I like how a bunch of people came in while the game is crashing and not cooperating. I'm guessing it probably isn't going to solve the progress, but luckily we didn't really do much at all. No signal, of course. Yeah, your timing is amazing. That is true. What were people saying? Am I going to play more of this game? You mean Danganronpa V3? Yeah, I am at some point. Some point indeed. Come on, start up again. What's it taking so long? Probably because of whatever issue it was. Oh, you know what is true? I told you guys I ended up watching the, whatchamacallit, the Demon House. The, Zach Bagans documentary. I'm sure that has cursed me now. Because I decided to watch that. There actually is a warning at the beginning of it, like, oh, warning, if you watch this, you may summon demons into your, thingy. Into your home. Because you watch this documentary. Like, very threatening. I'm so concerned. I'll probably get rid of him now. There we go. Now we're safe. So let's see if it saves anything at all. Probably not. Alright, it did save a little bit. It probably saves each time you collect a Jiggy. That's actually not too bad at all. Yeah, the Demon House. Did you guys hear about that? I spoke to some people in Discord about that. That Ghost Adventures guy, Zach Bagans. Oh my god, it's so ridiculous. I love watching that show, it's just so ridiculous. I'd also watch Red Letter Media because they did a review of that. it was funny because Mike Stacklasa was also talking about that. He said that he watches Ghost Adventures as a guilty pleasure. Which, I mean, it's the only way to watch that series. Now, what did we get exactly? I think we just got the one from the monkey. Or the orangutan. And now you actually have to get the one for the little chimp. There we go, this time without crashing. Nice. Oh, you mean that's where the discussion came from? Yeah, I thought I mentioned that when I posted that the other day. Because I left the post saying that I just watched The Demon House. We were just watching it earlier that day. And yeah, this is my first time playing the Xbox since then, so I could probably send a tweet to Zach Bagans and be like, oh, dude, watching your documentary glitched my Xbox. Because I actually seen him retweet stuff like that before. It's like, yeah, that's totally the cause of it, I'm sure. Time for the buzzard to learn the ancient ways of the egg. Yes, those ancient ways of the egg. So amazing. And also we can shoot eggs out of our butt, of course. Yeah, definitely a case of be careful what you ask for. Well, the bird could spit out eggs and also poop eggs. That's how it works. Somehow. It's not dark at all, it's completely natural. It's gonna throw stuff, you have to dodge it eventually. Uh-oh. Whoa. I'll teach him a lesson. This game isn't dark at all, it is very lighthearted. There's nothing dark that ever happens in it. I think there's something up here we can get real quick. Before we collect that treasure. I'm pretty sure it doesn't disappear. That's right, we have to learn the move to do that. No, Kazooie never knew she could do that until this very moment in time, when she was actually instructed how to do that by a mole. Again, which totally makes sense. Things a bit slippy, huh? Find me and I'll teach you how. To get up steep slopes, of course. It's like you would think that would come natural to a bird, but no, it actually doesn't. I think that's right over here. Which is definitely a good move to learn because it lets you move through the levels much quicker as well. The talent trot, they call it. Yes, I see you up there waving to me. I will get to you eventually, don't you worry. The first level of the game is very easy. Everything's pretty much out in the open for you to find. So it shouldn't be a struggle at all, whatsoever. It really seems like the mole should just rescue the sister, or like prevent her kidnapping in the first place. Well, I mean, that's the problem. He knows how to do all the moves, but he can't do them himself. Because he has his fragile mole body. Which does not allow him to do all these nimble maneuvers. I guess that's the understanding that I got from it anyway. Alright. What's funny about the camera is it's still kind of like the N64 camera where it kind of moves like that. I'm trying to move it smoothly, but it doesn't really move smoothly. If it makes any sense. It like moves in little increments, which is kind of annoying. Alright, avoid these guys because they're going to try to charge at you. Actually, they don't really try to charge at you too much. Oh, but if you run into them, they will hurt you. Go figure. Alright, get that at least. Why would he know this? How many bears and birds live in backpacks? Oh, how many bears with birds live in their backpacks? Yeah, that's a rather niche subject. So, what can you say? He's a nerd. Spends all his days on his molehill learning this stuff for whenever it might come in handy. Yeah, here's another one that's totally needed for being in the backpack as well. Basically, it's a ground pound. There's nothing more could teach you on this world, yeah. Which means we can leave the world if we really wanted to, but actually we can't because we didn't get all the music notes to get to the next world. Get out of here. But at least we don't have to get any more new moves from the mole, who somehow knows the stuff. And don't you dare question it ever again. Questions are not tolerated in Banjo Kazooie. The funny part about the next game, Banjo Tooie, is that you still have a mole that's teaching you all these tricks, but he actually gets upgraded to like a military mole. It's like in full military attire, and he teaches you all this crazy stuff. Which is only, of course, useful to the bear and bird. Alright, so we can go inside that hut over there, as you see. I'm gonna try to get a few more of these things that we have to collect. This is just right here in the open for us. Very nice. That is true, as the game is kind of played out, you'll learn that Banjo is supposed to be the dumb one. Kazooie is supposed to be, well, I don't know if she's supposed to be smart, but she's supposed to be more sassy anyway. And definitely more street smart, I would say. If that's really applicable to a bird, being street smart. Yeah, it's a lot like Conker's Bad Fur Day, but less mature. This game was still intended for kids, even though there is a few parts where there's some more mature humor, but it doesn't really get as outrageous as Conker. Everything's kept PG, or it's just like a subtle innuendo, maybe at certain points. By the way, if you're not familiar with this game and the game developers, this is made by Rare. And yes, they're the same people that made Conker's Bad Fur Day as well. And many other great games. Now, there's something I have to grab as we fall down here. It can be a little difficult to get. Let's try to go along the seam, maybe. There we go. And yeah, once you get 6 of those, you'll get another heart container. Or a honeycomb slot, I guess. How could I get my games mixed up? One thing you may be wondering, again, if you're unfamiliar with this game, is why do you need all these music notes? They kind of open up the different ways to go in this game in the hub world. If you don't get them, then eventually you'll find that you can't go any further until you collect more. And technically, we only need 50, which we already got. You may have noticed Bottle said something when we got 50. But it also helps to get them all because there are some bonuses in this game after all. Yo, Demon Chan, what's up? How are things going with you lately? It's been some time. Just activate that real quick. Which is something that's outside in the hub world once again, so we can only get that once we leave this world. And actually getting that one in particular requires you to be... Well, we'll see in just a second, I don't want to spoil that, since a lot of you seem to be pretty new to this game. So I think we did everything we needed to do for now. At this point, we have to go up here and into that hut. Oh, awesome, you're entering college. Or I guess it's already started, nice. Well, good luck with that, and yeah, have a good night. Yes, Mumbo is the best shaman in this game. I think that is an award he gets by default. Probably. So Mumbo makes you collect the Mumbo tokens, which obviously you can see we already got. And then he'll transform you into a certain animal. And it kind of depends on the level. It'll be something different each time. We want to get all of these though. We have 6 left. So hopefully we got all the ones we could. There's usually something up here. Looks like it might just be eggs though. Which isn't too important, but I guess I'll get them all. Oh, I sure will, Demon. Thank you very much. Once again, have a good night, man. So let's do the transformation. It's the first level of the game, so don't expect anything too crazy. And, yeah. Magic's free to change back, you come when ready. Termite, bite small, but not bad for first spell. Wait, the Termite's a bit small. All he was saying had a small bite, which I guess would make sense as well. Oh, that's right, I forgot to get this thing. Can I get that from here now? Maybe I should turn back real quick. And then come right back. Can't believe I forgot one. What was I thinking? And he'll turn you back for free anytime, once you already get turned back once. There we go. I think there might be something up here too. No? Alright, never mind. Just a false memory. Huh. Well, if I was making this game, I probably would hit something back there, but probably another time in this game they'll do that. Alright, one more time. And yes, you can pick up the eggs, even as little termites. Not that you could use them, but they'll be useful for later. Where'd you get those shorts? I want them. I like how all the animals here actually care about fashion. There we go, and that completes our note count for this level. So we get a congratulatory message from Bottles the Mole. Very nice of him. More eggs if you really want them. Yeah, funny you should mention that, AJ writes. Yeah, the game was originally supposed to be about a boy fighting pirates, which is why there's a lot of kind of skull designs and that kind of thing. And there is like a pirate level, or like there's a ship, which is kind of like a pirate ship. In the second game, they have more pirate levels too. And actually just, was it today? Rare finally released the game like that they originally wanted to make, which is Sea of Thieves. That finally came out today for the Xbox. And I think it might be out on the PC too. Of course, Rare isn't really the same company it was back as it was in this game. Like, they probably have totally different people working for it. But kind of cool that the game's finally out. Yeah, so we got everything in this level, we can finally leave. Let's do that. Seems like a stalker. I guess he kind of is. He knows everything instantly. And yeah, Sea of Thieves is it's a game where you play as a pirate. It's actually kind of one of those, like, group play games. Kind of like, I never played the game itself, but I guess it's supposed to be like Destiny. And some of those other games where like you play with a couple of people in a group and you go on missions and that kind of stuff. So it probably is a bit different than what they originally intended, but still kind of cool that they finally end up making that game. I think it's in Banjo Kazooie, there's a level where they actually have one of the characters they were gonna make in that game. It's like Jolly Roger Lagoon or something, or I don't know. It's some like It's some level where it takes place in like a port town. You have like a pirate at a bar. I remember that. Yeah, of course we collected enough notes so we could get by the door. Still have to get the lecture all the same. Clearly the number's on the door, Banjo. We can all see that. I'm kind of interested in trying out that game a bit for myself, but I need to get like a group together to play that one day. So I'll have to see if any of my friends are interested in playing that game. That seems like it'd be pretty cool. This is a character who tells you Gruntilda secrets. I'm not gonna bother talking to her right now. Oh, I guess she's gonna talk to me. Yeah, she's Bruntilda, the nicer sister of Gruntilda. I guess the mole could dig underneath it, and apparently his mole network is set up so he can, because there will be molehills on this side of the door as well. But we're not allowed to use his molehills. He's very possessive about his network of tunnels. Yeah, okay, we get the point. This becomes very important later in the game, but for now I'm just gonna ignore it. Yeah, Biles, we know what to do here, buddy. I don't need to remove the piece, I have enough to set it out. Yeah, and actually, here we go already. We got the sort of pirate-themed level coming up next. Now, mind you, it's not the same pirate level I was just talking about in the second game. But as you can tell from the music, it's got this kind of like shanty theme to it. Well, that's right. There's something down here I have to get. He's only, he can only help out in certain ways. Now, he doesn't want to make the game too easy. Doesn't want you beating the game right away. Oh, and a Mumbo token, too. Funny enough, you don't actually have Mumbo in the second level. Those cauldrons are basically fast travel. Of course, that means we have to find another one before we can actually get to it and use it. And it's also kind of funny because these levels, or these connecting areas to the different worlds, don't really take up a lot of space. Like, it's not a huge area you have to take years to traverse, but I guess they thought it'd be nice to give you a little bit of a shortcut in case you get confused. Right, let's head on in. Is this Breath of the Wild or Bread of the Wild? Not exactly. Although I guess it is kind of similar in the ways Breath of the Wild decided to implement a lot of, yeah, all the bread. Breath of the Wild's tried to implement these like kind of collectibles like this. Oh, okay, I'm being assaulted on all sides, that's nice. So yeah, you have a shark here who'll try to attack if you step foot in the water. But what you can do is fire your eggs at him, and he should take, unless he disappears like that. Hey, what's going on? That was your lesson? Oh, by the way, guys, my girlfriend just came up because she was, actually, it was just a conversation, right? Yeah, she was just talking to her friend on Skype. There we go. Of course, he took the shots like a boss and survived. Try that one more time. He should die after a... Oh, no. Yeah, he'll take a bite out of you if you're not careful. Now, trust me, this does work after a while. There we go. Now we're free to swim in the pristine water of Jolly Roger Lagoon. Or whatever this level is called. Treasure Trove Cove. Already mixed up with the level from the next game. How could I? Oh yeah, we do have feathers up here, but you know what? We can't actually use them right now. Hey, look at this guy over here. Oh great. It's probably... this is gonna be I'm gonna get attacked right after this cutscene ends, probably. Maybe not, he's actually leaving. He should drop his defenses after a while. That way he's not impossible to defeat. There we go, we did it. Alright, little Guppy, have fun checking that out. I hope you enjoy it. I'm probably gonna end things in a little bit anyway. Don't want to mess around too much tonight. But I'll definitely collect a few more of these while I can real quick. So it shouldn't take too long. I remember when I was younger, and I would always come to play this level over. Just because I like the beach theme of it. Like, especially in like winter time. It's just kind of nice to like play this game, kind of skip to like a tropical location. It's kind of silly, but... Alright, now I'm pretty sure one of these guys does something for me. Of course, they're not going to make it easy. Yeah, you know what? Let's go over here and talk to this guy on the ship. He is a really interesting character to talk to, as we'll see in just a second. You can hear him crying down below. Alright, let's just talk to him right now. So we're gonna hear that for the rest of the time here. Yes, there is fall damage, obviously. And yeah, just to clarify, that is him talking, not me. Or I should say belching. Yeah, for whatever reason, Rare liked kind of doing that, making these like weird creatures that made strange noises in their games. It's definitely not the only time they would do that either. Yeah, we see those horrified faces, as we did from AJ there. Alright, let's look over here to Bottles again one more time. Now we will help that hippo with his issues, but we're gonna take care of a few more things first. Hey, here we go, it's already level 2. And we're already gaining the chance to fly. Pretty cool. Of course, you don't get all of your aerial abilities until a little bit later in the game. But this is still pretty cool. Yeah, replenish my energy, I got it. It's just from a little bit of fall damage. Actually, there's something up here, I believe. Yeah, there we go, the green one. Now, using the flight pad here, it's actually a really good way to kind of skip ahead to something, which takes more effort to do if you were to try to do it the legit way. There we go. Yeah, normally you have to go up like a long way to scale the mountain and come to that up there, but that's just a quick way of doing it without having to struggle. Yeah, the shock jump. We'll figure that out in a little bit. Ukulele. The names didn't realize the random grunting had worn out its welcome and put in the game. Oh, you mean like the developers didn't realize that the like little grunting thing was kind of a bit old? Yeah, it's kind of weird they kept doing it, but I don't know. I kind of like the little sound effects. I mean, the one with the burping is just kind of weird, but I actually like the normal talking of like just Banjo Kazooie. I don't mind that so much. But yeah, the like what do they call him, blubber? That's definitely a bit on the weirder side. Alright, got everything from there. Am I gonna 100% this? I don't really know. I'm just playing a little bit on stream today. I kind of mentioned in the description a little bit, I actually already like recorded an LP of this like a while ago, but I never uploaded the full thing. which I might do at some point. Or maybe I'll do more streams of it, I don't know. It's not really too hard to 100%, so maybe I will do it one day, if I keep playing more of this game. And of course we have another Jinjo over there, that way. Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite games from the N64. It just has such a fun vibe to it. What you up to? Yeah, you. I talked to my girlfriend, by the way, for those of you that may have missed out. Eh? Oh, you're getting ready for bed already. Okay, I see. Yeah, this is the 360 version. Actually, it's the 360 version emulated on the Xbox One, so make of that what you will. I think it might be slightly upscaled. I don't really know if that's true or not. But yeah, the good thing about the Xbox versions of it is the N64 versions had really bad frame rate drops because the system was a bit on the weaker side. I'll probably go back up here now to find out a good place to drop where I won't get hurt too bad. Maybe if I could slide down to something that I need to get later. Actually, over here's probably good. Because there's water down there. Ah, and yes, a puzzle piece down there. I don't know, I guess it could get annoying if you're not really used to them. But I don't really pay a lot of attention to it, I'll say. I think it's just kind of there in the background, I don't really think about it too much. I think it's just something there for you to help distinguish which character's which when they're talking. And it certainly gets the job done, since they're all pretty unique sounding. Alright, now the shark can still come back and get you. If you do kill it, it might just be gone for like a minute or two, but it'll usually come back again later. So if I was to fall in this water, I'm pretty sure he would try to eat us once again. Oh, and there is something we can get in the water. Well, that we'll have to get if we're trying to 100% it. But I think... yeah, I can't change the camera here. I think it's somewhere else. So I'm not going to jump down here. It's probably going to be death. Yeah, all he did was egg him. It probably just annoyed him more than anything. For being honest. Oh, another mumble token. Mumbo token. Now that I'll have to get. Because I'm pretty sure you need most of them in this game. Oh. Still trying to get me, huh? But the thing is, I don't want to come from this direction. I think I'll probably use my wings. Fly over there. Make it a bit easier for me. Well, I do have to learn that at some point. Yeah, and there's another one down here too. Well, this should be pretty easy to get at least. Pick up a few feathers too real quick. Not that I need too many. The most you can carry anyway is 50. Yeah, the nice thing about this, in my opinion, is that it's a very relaxing game to play. There may be some parts later on which have some added difficulty to it, but it's really not too bad. I think we have to go back a little bit to get something. there it is. Oh, Rusty Bucket Bay. Yeah, that one. Wait, hold on a second. Rusty Bucket Bay. I'm trying to remember the names. That's the one with the ship, right? Rusty Bucket Bay. Yeah, that one. That one is a bit of a pain. Especially that engine room. The spinning fans. Oh yeah, that is the stuff of nightmares. Definitely not the most relaxing part. Oh, there's a Mumbo token down there too. I'll have to remember that one. Now this part here is pretty easy, you just have to go in the circle basically. Make sure you hammer down all these X's. And also, I know that the N64 version can be a bit more difficult too, because in that version of the game they don't really save all the musical notes you collect. Yeah, it's definitely hammer time. Ooh, there was a Mumbo token. Like, if I were to die in this game right now, because I'm playing on the Xbox, it would actually save all the progress I made with the notes I collected. But the problem is the N64 didn't have a way of saving that, so whenever you died in the game, you'd actually have to go and collect all the notes again on the level if you didn't get 100% of them. Which, for those of you who are familiar with my channel and some of the personalities affiliated with it, you probably know Mike Money Gamer. He played this game, and he had quite a few frustrating moments playing this game when he died and had to restart his collection of all the notes all over again. I know it started driving him crazy after a while. Guess I'll get this first. Probably have to kill the shark again. I forget his name. Come on, come out here. Yeah, I knew he came back. I think you could also do that, maybe. Didn't kill him, though. I'm not sure how many hits you need to... There we go. So that should give us enough time to swim out to this thing, at least. Yeah, I would agree on Cage Wolf. It's a really cool game. Please open, be gentle. Yeah, and then just obliterate the chest. Exactly. Have I played Nuts and Bolts? No, I never played Nuts and Bolts. I remember like hearing about Nuts and Bolts and looking forward to it, but then when I figured out it was just going to be that car-based game, whatever it was, I had no interest in playing that. I mean, I watched JonTron's video on that. So that's about the most the closest I ever got to Nuts and Bolts. And probably the closest I'll ever need to feel to get to that game. Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't look like the kind of game that I would probably enjoy. So, I have just avoided playing it. Just give Nuts and Bolts a nice touch sometime. It'll feel good. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it would. Just ask Cappy. Oh, yes. I always forget the wording of that line was it's... Mario was too big, I couldn't handle it, or something like that. Oh, that was funny. I didn't even think about it that way, and then you guys had to mention that. It's too big, I couldn't hold it. Yeah, that's what it was. I remember now. Poor Cappy. Alright, let's finally help out this blubbering fool over here. that I should be picky on him. He's not really, aside from all the belching, he's not really a bad guy. Now, yeah, like I said, you don't need to get all the Mumbo tokens right away because there is no Mumbo in this level. But it's not a bad idea to collect them all. And I'm not sure exactly how many there are. Or how many you need for the next level. Alright, steady does it. Oh, it's down there. I'm trying to remember which number Jiggy is this that we've gotten here. We'll see in just a second. Let's see if we could finish the level today. I think we might be able to. Here we go. Stop crying. Yes, thank you, me hearties. Take this reward. I'm off to spend. Now, I don't know where he's gonna go spend that. There isn't exactly a shop in this game. But yeah, sure, if you say so. Alright, that's number 6. Yeah, you're right, Raw Kisses. You should definitely try to collect as many as possible. I'm trying to think how many times you see Mumbo in this game. I think there's maybe 4 transformations. And each time you get transformed, it gets more expensive. There should be another one in here. If we can land in there. This be Gruntilda's booty. Touch it if you dare. Well, we already did. Job well done. By the time he said that, we'd already gotten it. Are those music? No, that's, honeycombs. We don't need that. That's from when I killed the shark. I forgot. But if I'm remembering correctly, there were 5 Mumbo tokens on the first level. There's probably 10 here if I had to guess an amount. And I'm pretty sure there's one behind the, I meant I missed one near the big tower. Alright, well, I'll go back there in just a second. Let me collect this stuff. I have to see where Bottles is, because there is one more note, one more move I can learn on this level. Oh, he's right back there, actually. Let me just get these first. Yeah, I remember there's the token back there, too. And look who's back. You don't need to fight him right now. Should be good. I don't think there's something on top of here. Nope. Alright, so it's definitely time we learn this move now. Yeah, there are a few more notes that we have to collect. I think I know where they are, though, so it shouldn't be too hard. There's some down there. Probably some by the tower, like Maddie mentioned. Just Kazooie do it, my legs are tired. Poor Kazooie gets no respect. No respect at all. Alright, there's some there. Let's make sure we get those. Of course, if you want to, you could always fly here too. That works as well. But obviously they intend for you to use those. That way you get some practice using that move. Let's try to get a little friend here. And there we have it. All the Jinjos have been freed. And I got a gamer pick as well. Okay. For whatever reason. I don't know why I got a gamer pick. It's not like an achievement for freeing all the Jinjos because we did that in the last level too. So I don't know what that's all about. Oh, there's a token. It's up here, I guess. Alright, so that's 10, I guess. Which, if I had to guess, it's probably the last one in the level here. And somehow just patching him up drains all the water just like that. Sure, of course that's how it works. I think we just float down here. Yeah, 5 more, so we probably do have to go back to that tower eventually. So we'll get these real quick. Yeah, so probably it's just the one too that Maddie mentioned. That's pretty funny. You have 99. Ah, I wonder what you have to spell here. What a mystery. Of course, the hard part can be looking for the letters that you need at the time. It's like, where's K? There we are. Of course, the game gives you plenty of time to solve this. There we go. The gate opens to reveal your prize. But first they'll cut you down to size. Of course you will. Or we'll just dodge you easily. Alright, let's see. See if we could track down that last note at the tower. Maybe if I could fly there, it'll be a little bit faster. Let's see if I can find that flight pad again. Also, I think there might be another honeycomb piece. Let me see if I got that or not. Yeah, there's still one of those too. So I have to remember where that is as well. The side lower with the ponds. Oh, there we go, yes. It's one I forgot to collect while I was fighting that crab. That's right. And that's all 100 on this world. Well done. With a special thank you to Maddie as well for helping to track down the last one. I just have to remember where that empty honeycomb piece is. This is where the note itself was, or the jiggy itself, I should. Oh, I remember. I was talking about it before, but then I didn't actually collect it. Pretty sure it's going to be around here somewhere. You have to drop down to the water to collect it. There it is. Of course, we got the shark attacking us, but we'll make do. Yeah, I know. Just leave me alone, please. Okay, now we're safe. Let's take a look one last time. It should be everything now. 100 notes, 10 jiggies, and 2 of the honeycombs. Let me see, we got 10 Mumbo tokens. I'm assuming that's all there is in the level. I don't know if there's any more or not. Probably take a quick look around the world to see if I get to the flight thing again. If I had to guess, it's probably 10 in this level. Since there were 5 in the other. Oh, I fell down. Well, that should be fine. Either the shark is dumb and lets go of its captured prey, or Banjo tastes horrible. It's probably a little bit of both, if I had to say. Banjo's probably a bit dirty. He is a very lazy bear. Probably doesn't shower too often. If I had to make a guess as to how he tastes. But yeah, I'm not expecting to find anything else. I think that's probably all the Mumbo tokens there are in this level. 10 just sounds like an even number. Hey Jacob, what's up? Welcome back. Yep, looks pretty good to me. I'll just fly up here real quick to make sure I didn't miss anything on this lighthouse path. Maybe something. Nope, there's just a switch back there. So what's happened? Well, I pretty much finished this level, because I'm probably gonna leave. Oh. Well, there's 11 Mumbo tokens. Okay. I think that's all that's up here, because I already got that at the very beginning. Oh, I looked just about everywhere I could think of. Actually, Jacob, I'm probably gonna be ending the stream pretty soon. Just gonna leave the level here, collect that one Jiggy that we unlocked, and that'll be that. Slide down here. Try not to fall to death. I guess I'll get a few of these feathers too while I'm out here. But, oh, you little... Thanks for the last hit, dude. But yeah, we didn't do too much in this level other than, help out a forlorn hippo who had lost his treasure. We beat up a shark who was trying to eat Banjo. I forget what he said. He has some pretty funny wording for a few of the things he says. Alright, that'll be fine. Let's get out of here. What is a bugologist? An interesting name. I assume that means you study bugs or something like that. I'll grab these while I'm up here. But yeah, I think that's the last thing we're gonna collect tonight. Seems like a good point to leave off on this stream. So I'll pause the game so we don't waste any more time, since I think it does keep count of your time. Yeah, not that that's a big deal or anything. But that'll be the end of that. So that's 2 levels, 100%ed, completed and out of the way. I hope for those of you guys that have never seen Banjo Kazooie before, you liked what you saw. It's a very fun game. If you ever want to play like a pretty easy, casual collectathon game, it's actually not a bad choice. It's probably one of my like first choices I'd go to. And it can be gotten fairly cheaply if you have the Xbox One, because you can just get the rare replay, and it has a whole bunch of games, and all pretty good games too, if I had to say. But yeah, that'll be that. So, in closing, thank you everyone for coming out and watching the stream. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will do this again sometime, hopefully soon. Until then, have a good one, everyone. Oh yeah, and if you don't have any Xbox systems, I will say you probably can still pick it up on like maybe the Nintendo Virtual Consoles. I'm not exactly sure about that, but it was available for the N64 at one point, so they might have it for their virtual systems, maybe. But don't quote me on that. Anyways, yeah, that is it. Have a good one, everyone.